Okay, good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Yes, I know it has been a while. It has been a while, but welcome back. Welcome back. This particular video that I'm going to be doing, it pertains to an interview that the head coach of the national team would have done upon his arrival to, take up his position full time, right, upon his arrival in the island, right? He did an interview, and there was a part of the interview that really stood out to me. And the more I thought about it, even though it was done a couple of days ago, the more I thought about it, the more it impressed upon me to do a video speaking about it. So that's what I've decided to do a video speaking about it. See, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a clip from the video, the part that really stood out to me. I want you guys to listen it. Hit me in the comment section, give me a thought, give me your opinion. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with the dentist? Do you disagree with the dentist? See, whatever your thoughts, hit me up in the comment section, let me know. I'm going to play the clip right now.
But of course we are looking at, we are trying to prioritize who is the most, how can I say, who is the most necessary, because we don't have depth in some positions, but we have really a lot of talented players. So it's not about loading in players just to sign to play for Jamaica. If we don't use them, if we don't have space in the team to use them, then I'm not going to call them.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Right? We have a lot of talented players in the team, which we do, but we have to also remember as well that this quote unquote talented bunch did not get us to Qatar. This quote unquote talented bunch just failed last year to qualify us for a World Cup. Now, while I agree with the sentiment that the players do not get the biggest slice of the pie when it comes to the blame, that is true, they do also have some responsibility to bear for the failure of the campaign. And it was also because of the inability of some of the players in certain positions that are currently in the Reggae Boyz setup why we did not qualify. That is a fair statement. There are certain positions where we do not even have a capable or established number one. The CDM position, right? The other position that Ravel is not in the midfield, whether if he's at the number 10 people, so we need a starting number 8, right? If he's at the number 8 people, so we need a starting number 10, a starting top link, right? Right back. Do we have an established starter who is of a quality that we think going forward we can work with? There's some position where there's not even an established or capable starter, much less depth. I want to say this, guys. I want to say this. I want to make this absolutely clear. I'm not qualified to tell the gaffer what to do or how to go about doing whatever he feels like doing when it comes to, him fulfilling his job as a coach, right? I'm just merely here from a fan's perspective, giving my honest, humble opinion. But me personally, I respectfully disagree with the gaffer. In my humble opinion, too much can never be enough. Too many players can never be enough. Is it a case that the gaffer does not want to quote unquote unsettle the current group or the current squad? Does he think the current squad is good enough or capable enough? Me no know if me agree with that. Right? While I think there are a number of players that should be in the setup going forward, I do think there's a number of players more that need to be added to the pool and needs to be integrated into the setup. Is it a case that he's not trying to to appeal to a certain set of individual or a certain set of folks who are obsessed with the national team being filled with players from overseas. Because you have a certain set of people who, if the entire team was foreign born, they don't have a problem with that, right? Is it a case that he's trying to stay away from the politics or the, certain fringes or certain extreme ideological beliefs or certain extreme political beliefs? Is it a case that, he's under promising to over deliver? I've heard that being put out there, that, that seems to be some sort of a school of thought, right? Is it a case where he does not want to bring a lot of attention to his recruitment efforts? I've also heard people put that out there, right? There was a scenario once upon a time where a certain player was close to coming on board to representing Jamaica, and a certain coach heard about it and swooped in like an eagle out the sky and just snatched the player, from our grasp, and said player went on to become a full-fledged international and a regular. So is that the case? Is he trying to keep certain, try to not make it seem that, we saw the headlines over season, especially the UK, major UK publications, Jamaica going on, big mission to recruit number of overseas born players, that sort of stuff. Is he trying to deflect from that? Who knows? I don't know. All I know is that I disagree with these statements. Too much can never be enough, in my humble opinion, right? We need as strong a pool as possible, and we need a number of players to be integrated into the setup, right? Even if you don't plan on using them, at least take the opportunities now, earlier on, to not only recruit them, not only bring them in, not only cap them, because you never know what can happen in the future with their careers, but also to give them that taste of international football, so that if the time comes when we might need to call upon them, right, we can do so and they can come in and they can fit in comfortably. See, from my standpoint, depth is very important. If our top 5 center forwards get injured, we need the 6th choice center forward to be as good as possible. Hypothetical scenario, we have seen, national teams called up where a number of first team players could not make the trip for whatever reason. If for some strange reason our top 5 strikers are not available, right, we need the 6th choice striker to be as good as possible. Do we currently have the top 6 best center forwards in the national setup currently that are available to Jamaica? No, we don't. If our top 5 left backs available to Jamaica right now gets injured, we are supposed to be in a position to be able to call upon the 6th best option at that position. We're supposed to be able to call him up, and he's supposed to come in and feel comfortable within the setup because he has already been integrated to some extent. This is a very important period for Heimir Hallgrimmson. Is he not going to have a trying out period for players? Most coaches, when we see them coming, even JPL players are get a look in. Even JPL players are being presented with the opportunity to showcase what they can do and to impress and to see where they rank in the depth charts in their respective positions. Hallgrimmson is not going to do that. I'm not saying there is not going to come a point in time where he settles upon a settled squad, for sure. But for now, most coaches that come in, right, as he already made up his mind as to or has a very good idea as to who is going to be working with going forward? My thing is, do we currently have the top 5, top 6, top 7 left backs available to Jamaica currently in the national pool? No. We probably have 3 of them at best. Do we have the top 5, top 6 centre forwards available to the national team currently in the national pool? No, we don't. Ivan Toney is not in our national pool. Wingers, attacking midfielders, central midfielders, CDMs, right backs, centre backs, goalkeepers. Well, probably the goalkeepers, but most positions, if not all, we don't have the top 5, top 6 players available to the national team in those respective positions who are currently in the national setup. A number of those names are currently out there that are not in the setup, right? Now, we can't bring all of them because not all of them will sign up, but we should at the very least try. Depth is very important. Very, very, very important, right? It can't be a case where 3 of our top 3 CDMs are out, or our top 2 CDMs are out, and the CDM that we have next in line is the 6th, 7th best CDM available to the country, like what we have seen for a long time. We have to fix that going forward. We need to establish a player pool, and it needs to be comprised of, depth charts for each respective position. First best, second best, third best, fourth best. In most, if not all positions, we don't have the top 4 or 5 best players available to us in those respective positions in the player pool. Also, capping is very important as well, ladies and gentlemen. For instance, the gaffer said this, right? If we don't have the space in the team to use them, then I will not call them, right? Here's why I also disagree with that. A player that I have advocated for on my channel to be capped is a player by the name of Kobe Thomas, right? A teenage dual national wonder boy who is not only considered by me to be a wonder boy, but also many other people consider this boy to be a wonder boy. He is a former national U20 representative. Now, this boy plays for the Inter Miami second string team in a professional league called the MLS Next Pro, right? Now, that's the second string MLS team. The next jump is the actual MLS team. This boy was starting for the second string team at 16 years old. My thing is, are we in a position to be able to compete with an America? Let's say, for instance, 2-3 years from now at 18, 19, this boy, which it's entirely possible. Again, when you're dealing with wonder boys, they're ticking time bombs. You never know when they'll explode. This boy gets into the MLS Inter Miami team, start, causing a ton load of commotion, right? Catches the eye of the Americans responsible for player selection, whatever, whoever they may be, right? Are we in a position to compete with America? Do we have the clout? Do we have the cachet? Do we have the resources? Do we have the image? Do we have the glamour? Are we in a position to be in a tug of war with America and win and bring that player into our national setup? In my humble opinion, no, we don't. So what do we need to do? Cap him from now. For starters, we have seen, or me personally, I have seen inferior players to Kobe Thomas make the national team. And even then, I'm not saying the boy is ready to be involved on a number of occasions in the big games, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that, right? But if it's even them 3 caps there, if it's even 10-second run-outs on those 3 occasions to get him cap tied, even if You don't have space for, even if you don't consider him important now. If any reasonable betting man will see him as being important 2-3 years from now, we need to cap that boy. So that's another reason why I would disagree with Heimir Hallgrimmson's statements. And also, as I alluded to earlier, it just makes common sense to have a quote unquote trying out period, right? This is a new leaf, or a new page rather, that is being turned over, right? We're not gonna try and see if we can bring or get as many as we possibly can who are good enough to be in the thick of things, in the, the player pool, the depth charts, the feature in the depth charts. We're not gonna give them a chance to showcase their talents. So for me, ladies and gentlemen, I respectfully disagree with Heimir Hallgrimmson's statements, and I really hope that this is not the mentality going forward. Hit me up in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen, and let me know what you guys think. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and until next time.